Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. Today I wanted to do a little review of this Marc Jacobs J Marc bag. This is in the regular size and this is in the color Blue Sea. I got this bag fairly recently. It was featured a couple of weeks ago in the video about the bags that I got during the fall winter promotions. So I haven't had it for very long. It's the one that I reached the most for out of all of the bags that I got, so I thought it would be nice to start off with this one for a little review, also because I've already used it a number of times. Like usual, I'm not going to tell you anything about wear and tear, but I will tell you everything about the dimensions, the weight of the bag, the straps, the interior, pros and cons that I've experienced thus far, and whether I would get this again if it were to leave my collection. This J Marc bag, it is definitely not the most popular bag of Marc Jacobs or the Marc Jacobs at the moment. That's most likely the tote bag. I've been finding that my fairly recent video where I was comparing all of the different sizes of the tote bag has been getting a lot of views, so we'll see how it goes with this video. Nevertheless, I always think it's important to do videos of bags even if they're not that popular or not that popular yet, because if it is helpful to anybody, to me it's already worth making these videos. So the J Marc bag, as I was already saying, fairly popular, definitely not the most popular, but it is a very interesting bag because of the basically, well, I wouldn't say endless versatility, obviously, but this is a bag that you can wear in several different ways, which makes it very interesting. This is in the color Blue Sea. It is still available, at least at this point in time. This morning when I checked the Marc Jacobs website, you could still get this color, but they come in numerous colors. There's also one size down, which might also be interesting if you're looking for a bag that has just somewhat less capacity than this one. This one has the silver hardware, and what is typical for these J Marc bags is that they come with a chain strap, and we'll discuss the straps a little bit further down the road, but also always a webbed strap. It is made of a smooth cow leather. It has a little bit of graining, but overall it is pretty smooth. Thus far, haven't had any issues with scratches, but of course I don't use any of my bags super frequently, so I was also definitely not hoping to scratch them up very easily. The dimensions of this bag are as follows. So the width of this bag is 25 centimeters or 10 inches. The height is 16 centimeters or 6 inches, and the depth of the bag is 5 centimeters or 2 inches. So it's not a very deep bag. It is a flat bag, as you can see. It has a magnetic closure. You cannot pull it open by the closure itself because this bottom part is attached to the bag. It is the top part that will open up. So the most easy way is to just lift it, usually by the flap. Here we have the side of the bag. There are these D-rings on top to which you can attach the chain strap. The D-rings have an opening to them, so the chain strap that is attached here doesn't actually have a clasp of its own, but it is detachable. If we look at the back of the bag, it says Marc Jacobs here on the bottom, but I would say overall it's a fairly inconspicuous bag, especially compared to the Marc Jacobs tote bag, which will just say in very big lettering that it's the Marc Jacobs tote bag. Here it just says Marc Jacobs on the back, and of course on the front you have to know this logo to be able to determine that it's a Marc Jacobs bag. Anyway, back to the bag. Has this very large pocket. Because this bag is 25 centimeters or 10 inches, this back pocket should be able to hold a phone. So let me just demonstrate that for you. This is the folded open Samsung Galaxy C Flip, so I suppose it will hold a fairly large smartphone too. Just slides in there. Onto the other side, nothing happening over here. Here's the bottom of the bag that doesn't have any feet, so that is the exterior. Moving on to the interior. In here I still have the dust bag. Let me just briefly touch upon that. Fairly simple dust bag that has the Marc Jacobs written on it. On the inside of the bag we have two compartments. So there's this compartment in the front over here, which again goes across all of the width of the bag. Then we have this main compartment. It's a fabric lining on the inside, and as you can see it's black, which makes it also a bit harder to demonstrate what's going on the inside. But over here you can see this Marc Jacobs plaque in the same blue color. And then it also has a zipper pocket over here, which also again goes across the full width of the bag. I have the care and instruction booklets in here. You can wear this bag in 3 ways, and that's what Marc Jacobs also really explains over here that you can wear it over the shoulder with the chain strap. You can wear it with the web strapped as a shoulder bag, or preferably I think as a crossbody bag, and then you can also just take off all the straps and wear this as a clutch. And I think with this shape of bag, it's actually I think also quite nice to indeed wear it as a clutch. So that is the interior. Let's just discuss the straps for a bit, and then I'm going to take off the straps and actually weigh this bag. The reason I'm going to weigh this bag without the strap is because this chain strap is really quite decent and quite heavy. So as I was already saying, this chain strap attaches to these D-rings on either side, and these D-rings are also the clasp, so it will be a bit difficult to demonstrate, I guess, but you can open them and then take the chain strap off like this. So this chain strap attached to the bag, that will have a strap drop of 27 centimeters or 11 inches. So I'm sorry, this is going to be extremely loud on camera. Let me just put it aside. But that wears very nicely over the shoulder. That gives you sufficient length. Also, in case you want to wear it over like a thicker sweater or over a coat. Of course, because it is a chain, it might be somewhat slippery. You have to be cautious that it doesn't slide off your shoulder. This is what it looks like without the chain. You can just pop the D-rings inside, and then you're going to have a cute clutch. Then the other strap that this bag comes with is this web strap. This is one that you can make very, very, very long. I don't know exactly why, but on the shortest setting, I think this strap is 96 centimeters, which is 38 inches, but on the longest setting, it's 145 centimeters. So if you're looking for an extremely long strap, this might be the one for you. It is in this sort of beige color and then has this silver stitching on the side. It says Marc Jacobs, as you can see. The leather here on the end is in the same blue as the bag. Also has a couple of these leather tabs that are in the same color of the bag. Silver hardware, and yeah, the clasps are very decent. They also say Marc Jacobs on them, which is nice detailing. For me personally, I haven't used this strap, and I don't think I'm going to use this strap. I think it's kind of too bulky for the bag. Of course, I will insert some mud shots of me wearing this bag with this strap, and also because it's so light in color. And I mean, yeah, technically it's a match, but I really just enjoy how sort of low-key. And yeah, honestly, I also really like the color of this bag, and then just adding this type of strap to it, I feel it just kind of distracts from the bag. So this strap is not really for me. I did, however, pick up a different strap because I do like wearing this with somewhat of the wider fabric crossbody strap. So it's a bit of a different color. Anyway, this is like a, I think, 15 euro strap from AliExpress that I got. And because this is way more in line with the color of the bag, this doesn't really distract all that much from the bag opposed to the other strap. I know that people really care about straps that come with bags. I'm usually quite simple when it comes to this. If a bag is working for me in principle, but the strap is not working for me, then I'll usually just go out of my way, spend an additional like 15 or 20 euros to get a strap for the bag that will actually work. But to some extent, I understand that's a bit of an odd thing to do. Anyway, if you're interested in getting a strap like this, particularly with this color bag, let me know and I can tell you where from AliExpress I actually got it. So I just put this bag on a scale, and this bag by itself weighs 446 grams, which is a little under 1 pound. Let me just pop it on there with the chain strap. I'm gonna just put the chain strap inside here. Yeah, so with the chain strap it's 613 grams, so that will make the strap, I think, approximately 150 grams, which puts it at around like 1.3 or 1.4 pounds. So that is, I think, a fairly significant increase given the total weight of this bag. I wouldn't say that it's heavy, but on the other hand, for such a relatively small bag, and you might say like, okay, it's 25 centimeters, it's not that small, right? But because it doesn't have a lot of depth to it, there's not all that much you can fit in this bag, which again I will show you in a minute when we do the what fit section. But anyway, yeah, together with the chain strap, this becomes fairly heavy, I would say, for the size that it's at. If you're going with a lighter weight fabric strap of your own, then yeah, that should be better. I actually think that the fabric strap that comes with it is also fairly heavy because it's a lot of fabric and also quite some additional hardware opposed to this one that I'm using. So that's that about the weight. Then let's discuss what will actually fit in this bag, because I was just saying it doesn't fit all that much, but on the other hand, it does really fit all my, well, really essentials and then some. I think you have to be a bit choosy perhaps in terms that you cannot take everything, but you will be able to stuff in a number of things. So something that will not fit is a water bottle, for example. So this is a full-size water bottle that's definitely too large, also in length, but also if you look at the depth of this bag, I think this water bottle is 6 centimeters in depth, so that is just about too wide for this bag, and I think it's going to be a challenge with a lot of water bottles unless you have a really slim one, like a square one, for example, that doesn't have a lot of depth to it. Let's try a full-size wallet. That's just about the size of a full-size wallet, so no, also because it's really just the size of one, it's not going to fit. So compact wallet will be fine. Card holder will be absolutely fine, but not a full-size wallet. Then sunglasses. This is a fairly bulky case, but sunglasses are a very easy fit. As I already said, card holder, you can also slip that in the front or in the zippered compartment or in the back compartment if you feel secure about that. Card holder, no problem. Smartphone, even a large one, also really not a problem. So here it's just standing on top of the sunglasses, but we can actually even keep it like this because this flap will stand up a little bit from the rest of the bag. So I'm not going to fill this bag up completely, but just a number of essentials like a phone, a wallet, like with a pair of sunglasses. Perhaps you have to get them out of the case if you also want to pack like a compact wallet in there. So you might have to play a little bit of Tetris with this bag, but in any case, I'm usually finding that it is perfectly fine to suit my needs of card holder, sunglasses, smartphone, keys, and then perhaps some other little things like some mints or my earbuds or some other little random stuff that I will usually throw in my bag if I'm out for a little bit longer. In conclusion, doesn't really pack the kitchen sink, but commonly fine for your essentials. So then on to the pros and cons. Pros of this bag. Well, I mean, it's not a very objective pro, it's a very subjective pro, but I just really love the color of this bag and I love the style. Leather seems to be of good quality. Also, it is nicely put together. There's not all that much glazing going on. Also here, basically the leather has been sort of sewn in sort of an edge. I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm hoping that you can see. So overall, I would say it's a well put together bag at a very reasonable price. And as usual, these things tend to go on sale. So if you keep an eye out for this bag, and especially if you're not too picky about the color, because I was very picky about the color with this one. I really wanted to have the blue sea. But if you're not too picky about the color, then you should be able to pick this up for a good deal. They also have a lot of beautiful different colors. They also do color blocking with this bag. There's this one that has beige, but then it has a black flap with gold hardware. That's also really beautiful. So there's silver hardware, there's gold hardware, there's one size down. There's really ample options to choose from if you're looking for this bag. What is nice, I would say in the opinion of a lot of people, is that it has a lot of pockets. So it has the back pocket, it internally has this front pocket, and it also has a zipper pockets for a small bag. There's a lot of organization, but not the type of organization that would get in your way. And what is an absolute win about this bag, I think, is how versatile it is. So that you can wear it and as a clutch and as a shoulder bag or crook of the arm handheld bag if you're using the chain, or that you can add a strap to it. And the fact that the straps are just detachable is really nice because you can basically put whatever strap on this bag that you like, which in my case I have also done. For me, this fits a good amount. It's just a reasonable amount bigger than like a mini bag that would only fit perhaps like a phone and a card holder and some keys. But as I have already said several times before, it is not massive. Then on to the cons. So first of all, perhaps the weight, especially with the chain strap, that might become a bit too much. Also, this chain is very loud. Also, if you carry it. So if you're the person that doesn't want to make a lot of noise, if you're out and about, then perhaps the chain strap is not going to be for you. But it is a very, very decent chain, and that on the other hand is also quite nice. And then with the webbed strap, I mean, this is very subjective, but for me this is just too bulky. I would really rather have seen a strap that is, well, not so big, not so heavy, not so much fabric, and also honestly not so obnoxious, because you have this very beautiful sort of low-key bag and you have this massive strap saying the Marc Jacobs or Marc Jacobs, and then I feel like I'm kind of advertising the thing. Well, that was really not my intention. I'll wear my Marc Jacobs tote bags for that. Something that might annoy you is the way that you have to open this bag. So for me, really the only way to open it is to pull it on the right end of the flap, because if I open it on this end, I really have to use a lot more force, because you have this bit here that is kind of keeping it in place, and then nah, like I'm not even going to force it open. But yeah, you're basically just pulling the flap rather than pulling the opening, and I can imagine that over time that will sort of start distorting your flap, because you're basically always just pulling it on the same end, and I don't feel like flap bags are meant to be pulled open by the flap. You should just pull them open. Well, I mean, you do pull them open by the flap, but you usually pull them open, or at least that's what I do. I just put my fingers under the part where the magnetic closure is, and that's not something that you can do with this bag. So you're just always kind of pulling it open at the side. And yeah, also depending on which side of your body you'll be carrying this bag, you might have to get used to that, because you can pretty much only pull it open from one end and not from the other. It's something I can live with, but at least be aware of that. Yeah, it might annoy you. One final thing related to this strap, which is kind of a pro and a con. So the pro here is that the D-ring is actually the clasp for this strap, which means that it very nicely integrates into the bag, so to say. Like, you wouldn't really notice that this thing is actually detachable. But on the other hand, you cannot really use this chain for any other bag unless you will add some rings or clasp to it so that you can attach it to another bag. So would I replace this one if it were to leave my collection? I mean, it's always hard to say if you haven't had a bag for very long, because you're still sort of in the honeymooning phase with it. But overall, I would say that yes, I would definitely replace this one, but it would have to be in this color. And I have to keep myself now from buying any other colors, because it's very tempting. But yeah, I just want to reach for this so much, because this color goes with everything, and this bag is so suitable for just a lot of my purposes of just running errands or just carrying this bag to work and then just putting my laptop in a little tote. Like, this will hold everything. That's absolutely essential, and because it is so versatile, like, I can dress it up, I can dress it down. I really don't have any excuse, especially in this color, not to just take it everywhere. So that is it for now. I hope you found this video useful and or enjoyable. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below for me in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Remember, for now, there's a styling, a situation, and a taste for everything, so don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, or as we would say in Dutch, doei!